quite honestly a very misleading record almost. 0-5, but I mean, against some incredibly tough teams just because of that pre-seeded MMR that they have from the pre-season. So right now against Nebula, a team who is kind of rolling, looking pretty good in this early season, but maybe a closer matchup here for Spaghetti than they've really been able to have these first couple weeks. We'll see. Right off the bat, looks like maybe Chocolate losing an arm or unplugging a cable, who knows. Just gets back in time, though, to get the disc, so that's a fortunate recovery for a good delivery, a better save. Ow! Makes it happen, given some pain, dealing some of it to a Nebula's side on that save. So good defense from Spaghetti. Looking for a clear, looking for some boost. They got a few players there, but in the deep back line, it'll just be taken back by Sweet Tooth. So hello to the Twitch chat, everyone joining in today. As this goes astray. See Gilligan again. I did not mean to do that on purpose for once. But hello Gilligan again joining us here. Single shot, grumpiest broom, filibust. Nice to see you all. Looks like Duller stopped by before his game. And Yperma will take that disc, pass it down, but actually have it intercepted by Chocolate. So Chocolate gets it through. And Gilligan saying Twitch emojis are dumb. Saying ew. Ew at that emoji. Yeah, they're a little bit dull, aren't they? I don't know. I've seen better, at least the default ones. I guess that's why you know, custom emotes and sub emotes are so popular. They're just so much nicer to look at. And weirder. So much weirder to look at. But off the clear here. Dealing some punches in that back line as both teams kind of failed to get to the disc in a timely manner, just focusing more on the brawls really than they are on the stacks, or at least not able to get the stacks because of the brawls is probably the more accurate way to put that one. But nonetheless, more brawls going out here in the bottom of the floor. Sweet Tooth taking that away. Sweet had a pretty good game yesterday. Late Toast coming in now, doing disc holding duties. A good pass from Late to Chocolate, so not Chocolate on that great shot and assist. 2 points for Nebula, finally, after some back and forth jousting, essentially. Not literal jousting, not echo jousting, but just, you know, player jousting. Struggling for possession, dealing a lot of damage on the punches, and yeah, it's a good way to buy themselves a goal. So Nebula up first on the score screen, but Spaghetti looking to come back right here with a rebuttal off of a couple of passes, corner to corner, just missing isolate, and he is anything but isolated over in that pocket, but Al will take it. So Al just scanning the situation, you can see him doing just about full 360 or 180s back and forth, left and right, was looking around and eventually lost the disc regardless of that awareness. Sweet Tooth having that one kind of dumped out, and looks like maybe a 2-on-1 enveloping, and now will be a dunk from Chocolate off an assist from Kaznaz. Perhaps a little bit of, I don't know, latency jank before that stank of a dunk. Either way, they still got it. I mean, that was a good pass, and goal it is. That's what counts. So Meat Baller rolling out the stack there from Chocolate, and Sweet Tooth just missing, but recollecting mighty fast and splitting off beautifully. There's that beautiful fast stack that we know Nebula is capable of. We talk about their speed and how strong they are on that end, and you can see it there in the tunnel, and then finding their stack again as that shot gets stacked in from Yperm. So 2 on the board for Spaghetti now. But that's one of the things that teams have praised Nebula for, especially, is the stacking from their team. Really able to collect themselves fast, regather, and just put incredible pressure on the offensive players whenever they're going against them. So a couple of cross passes back and forth. Nice two-man game, but Al just waiting right there and directly receives that pass. Intercept, rather. And just trying to gather the disc. A 3-on-1 off the backboard. Yperm will tie it up for Spaghetti. So 4 apiece. And we're about halfway through this round.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
So the lineup here on the offensive joust for Nebula. be taken by Kaznaz. Kaz QBing, also frequent player in the goal back line, but I mean he can pretty much do a little bit of it all, jack of all trades. But definitely a notable goalie and just an all-around good teammate. Over here it's Al looking for a clear, does so successfully. Kaz and Latos, a good redirect there to find themselves a disc, as the other stack from Al and YPerm try to contest this just the same. And they will, in fact, with punches, a few, in fact, as Meatballer takes us away. Looks for that short-range pass, but look out because there's Chocolate going for that deep shot. Al was there to maybe try and stun the goalie, but missed time by only half a second. So couldn't quite get it. So here it will be recovered by YPerm as he just dribbles the disc in his hand a bit before letting it loose towards Meatballer. And now a cross over to Isolate. Isolate right back to Meatballer. There are two cross passes there around the barrier, but tough angle, eventually finding Al's hands. Al is going to back that out to Isolate. Back to Meatballer, back up to the corner. Some great patience being shown, and it gets them the goal. So Spaghetti, nice and steady on that play. Didn't rush anything. They just looked for the extra passes, found the open man over and over and over. And it turned into a good goal. So nice work from Spaghetti, showing that team play that they were really impressive with in the preseason. So Spaghetti here taking making a pass rather to Late Toast, pressured by Meatballer in the midline as some stuns go out in the back line. Over to Sweet Tooth now, maybe trying to play a little bit of a one-on-one on their own. Looks off the backboard, a bit too high, but rebounded by Late Toast on the second assault. Vaults it into the goal, and it's tied right up again. 6 apiece between Nebula and Spaghetti. So tight first round. Gilligan saying nice.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, really like the team play I'm seeing from both sides at the moment. And just good positioning too. You know, buying themselves for Nebula that last time off the rebound an extra goal. Those rebounds oftentimes will net you extra points quite frequently, especially when it's off the backboard like that and going in for a dunk. Oh, just dings it. But Kaznaz also there with a save about the same time. So good play from Kaz, able to get that one out of there and put it into the back line as some stacks go through. Look at all these players all at once just colliding and converging into the blue zone. One more pass to Chocolate from down below, looking for a back out to Late Toast. Good teamwork, but great dive from Spaghetti. Scrambling that offense and making them reset back once again as they go for a short-range boost. That's Sweet Tooth and Chocolate. So even in the shortest of ranges, they're always aware of finding those little boosts or those little stacks when possible. And that's why you'll find for Nebula, they do retain possession of the disc quite a lot, even when they do have it rejected. Now that shot, speaking of, is in fact rejected by Isolate. Gets that out of there. Very nicely so. Now splitting off for the grab, but just unfortunate hit on the Geo.
Great pickup by Orange.
So therefore, Nebula will retain. Otherwise, Spaghetti was going to be there first, but just took a small bounce off that island. So Isolate locates the disc, not for too long as Sweet Tooth and Choco are there. Both getting stunned. Nice job by Spaghetti. And as a result, they'll have themselves some more offensive chances. But there you go. There's a stack. Here's the attack. And there's the 2. As a matter of fact, 8-6, leading by a couple is Spaghetti. Back and forth, pretty much goal for goal on these two sides.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
So nice work so far from, again, both these teams. Really no one doing anything terribly wrong. There's just a lot of good speed being played. A good amount of brawls to deny it at times. So it's all about that ebb and flow. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's a little slow. But trying to find their flow here is Nebula, going right back at him. They are going to want to score here with only 34 seconds left, so they can have a chance to tie it or maybe take a lead, depending on what they go for. They're going to go for that low pass, but it's a bit too farther back than Late Toast can compensate for, so it will be sent into the bubble, or into the tunnel, rather, as the midline gets beautifully shielded there. Ow, actually, takes that deep shot, could seal it for them, does not. That was a nice just awareness play from Al to deny the punches. Now right here, grabbed by Kaz. Chocolate needs to just send a Hail Mary. Going to go for the bounce, and it is very close. But at the last second, just couldn't get it through. Time expires, and it's 8-6 win for Spaghetti in round 1. Exciting finish there, though. So we'll see if round 2 produces much of the same. I hope so. So taking a look at the stats, pretty even effort for Spaghetti. That's 4 points for YPerm and 31 stuns. Not a lot of surprises there if you look at the stun counts after just 1 round from some of these players. But yeah, YPerm is usually the one who's going to lead the way for Spaghetti in the stun department 99% of the time. I mean, he's very, very brutal. Meatballer with 2 points, 2 assists, 11 stuns. Isolate with an assist and 3 saves. So making up, no points, but just playing his role beautifully, defensively, and assisting his teammates as well. For Ao, it's 2 points, 2 saves, 21 stuns. And for Nebula's side of the floor, it's Chocolate with 4 points, 1 assist, 1 save, 1 steal, and 16 stuns, filling up every category in the stats. Late Toast with 2 points, 1 assist, and 15 stuns. Sweet Tooth with 1 save and 15 stuns, and Kaznaz an assist, a save, a steal, and 12 stuns. But yeah, Chocolate kind of leading the pack there for Nebula, filling every stat category, but also not a terrible surprise, because when we talk about the speed of Nebula, more often than not, it's because of a stack involving Chocolate and someone. So basically, Choco is a player who finds himself at the front line, meaning he's going to be the one getting a lot of those scores, a lot of those steals, saves, and what have you, just because he's pretty much everywhere at once based on the speed. So definitely playing his role well, and his teammates just doing a good job to help accommodate that. Good, strong team play at work here. YPerm just dodging through a late toast, and off island here, Chocolate. Great pass, and just off the hands of Kaznaz. So that was a good passing play. The shot wasn't super powerful in terms of speed, and Kaz was actually able to get a grab on that, as you see, but just looks like, let's see there. Yeah, he looks like he got a grip on it maybe, but just kind of flung out of there. So unfortunate turnaround for his team. Spaghetti will take this first pair of points, and missing the pass here is Nebula. But they're pretty heady about looking for those short-range stacks. You can see it right there. So that's one of the things, it's good to emphasize to new teams or less experienced players all the time. I try to, is anytime that disc is not in your possession, anytime it's flung to the other side of the floor, you're not looking at the disc. You're immediately looking for someone to grab onto or brawl or leech, whatever the case. You're looking for either mobility or to stop mobility. And for Nebula, obviously they do a good job of that. The moment that the disc is not where they want it to be, they're immediately turning around. They're looking for something to hold on to, something to grab, some way to get speed or deny it. So it's exactly what you want to see from these competitive teams, and even more so on the great pass, recognizing Sweet Tooth over on the back and making that short-range play. 2-2. Grumpiest Broom in the chat saying that was close, so that last round, I assume, yeah. Thunder Queen stopping by. Hey, y'all. Howdy back. Great series. Philibus saying, gotta get back to work. Enjoy that. If you can, of course, but thanks for stopping by at least. Over here, we'll go to Late Toast. Late Toast being stunned at a most untimely fashion as he's about to go for the goal. Right now, Meatballer trying to recollect, overshoots it though, so Isolate takes it away. And then Ow, taking it out of the grips and then slinging it to the other side. So players lining up all in the midline, kind of a semi-zone being played, I suppose, as that shot goes really close and rebounded, in fact, by Meatballer. That was very close to a 3-point hit, though.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So the trend continues pretty much of just back and forth. Neither team in either round so far has been able to pull ahead by more than 1 or 2 goals. It's pretty much just eye for an eye on offense, on defense. And definitely just on all those midfield brawls. A lot of literal, I guess, eye for eye situations here as the stuns continue to unfold at the mid lane. But I like from Spaghetti here, they're not rushed. And they're just kind of, uh-oh, we got a crash situation. Looks like Late Toast now missing, so we'll see what unfolds here on the offensive end. It'll be Ao going in for the dunk. Well, inside shot more accurately, as it's a 6-2 lead. And the crash, I can only assume, will get a restart, so we'll see how that unfolds. Get a quick look at the stats before they disappear. And yeah, we'll hopefully get Late Toast back in the game in just a second. Actually, we got a restart, maybe, from Spaghetti 2, unless they accidentally went into Spectator. Not quite sure. All right, so players do get themselves back in this game now. And just seeing if we can get any communication with the players, or hopefully they took note of the time. Looks like they did. All right, good. So I don't even have to do anything. Thank you, players. Less work for me, because I always get a little scrambled when I have to figure out the times and the scores. But all right, so we are hopefully ready here. All players back involved. Again, the first round was taken there by Spaghetti, 8-6. Came right down to those last seconds, the last possession. Now, of course, unfortunate turnaround here in round 2, getting a score based off of 3v4. But of course, the rules say you do play on until the next time that you spawn inside the spawn room after a goal is scored. So if those mid-match crashes occur, yeah, you play on, and Spaghetti took advantage of it. So maybe taking advantage again, going for that pass off to Ao. And Ao with an option down low to Meatballer. Now there's some speed coming in quickly, unexpectedly perhaps for Meatballer. Not unexpected for the viewers, though, because we know the speed and how much it plays a part for Nebula. So good defense to get back on that assault. And now going for that disc control over in the pocket. A pass just missing the hands of Late Toast. Actually might sail pretty close to the goal. And sent back out again to the tunnel. So as these players just gather themselves on the other end, it'll sail maybe to Ao's hands as Chocolate takes position in goal. Dodging through Ao. There you go with the power and finesse as well on the duck. So this time much more aware that, okay, Nebula is pretty fast, so I'm going to check behind me, dodge the boosted player, and then find my goal. Very well timed from Ao. So 8-2 for Spaghetti here. Halfway through the second round after winning the first, so maybe Spaghetti starting to find themselves in a position where they could claim their first victory on the season. Nearly getting it in the shot right there, taken back by Meatballer, stolen by Kaznaz. So good grab by him as the stat comes out, and now we're seeing some speed from Spaghetti, but the overshoot. Fortunately for them, maybe not going to pay for it, which is maybe not the expectation, especially going against a Nebula stack. So at that time, Nebula just not able to get through fast enough. So with 4:18 left in this one, again, some more patient play by Spaghetti. It's really getting them some nice opportunities overall. Of course, that missed catch will hurt a bit, just as much as this grab from Late Toast. So he gets it, but it will be an intercept by Meatballer, just playing directly in the mid there. Late Toast pressuring up front. Kaznaz inside the goal, just eyeing down the defense, or the offense as they take positions here. Oh, with a variety of moves. Ao again. Looking like a dancer and leaving no chance for the goalie to save that. Whirly twirls and dipsy doos. Gets it through with all those moves. Look at that. Starting to pull away here for Spaghetti. 10-2. 3:30 left in the second round now. Launching out is Chocolate. Grabbing this one. Going down low. Taking that one is Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth trying to juke, but instead gets punched. So the juke's not paying dividends there, and maybe conceding a goal because of it. That's going to be a 3 again, so now Spaghetti firmly taking control. and just kind of has Nebula all in a disarray at the moment, causing some turnovers and then just beating out Nebula in speed a bit these last couple minutes to buy themselves some goals. So right here, it's Sweet Tooth, a stack immediately pressuring from Spaghetti. I think right now Spaghetti feeling confident on the defensive end. They're feeling like they found their stride. They're starting to get their stacks together quickly and pressure a little heavier. That slap shot from Chocolate not quite making it. And Ao taking that back in the bottom. And now a clear, potentially a shot. Never know with those ones, but Sweet Tooth will receive it and send it into the tunnel. But right back again. So Nebula not really able to find too many passes, too many clean passes. Meanwhile, Spaghetti, you see them when they're on offense, they're really trying to look for the extra ones when they can. So right here, there you go, the back pass, the good patience, of course. Right now, the clock very much on the side of Spaghetti. They don't really have to rush anything at this point, whereas Nebula, as fast as they are, they do need to rush because only 2 minutes left, and they're down by quite a bit, 11 points. So Spaghetti looking to take this one away here. Last couple minutes to spare. Sweet Tooth will take that away, go for a deep one, but there's going to be a goalie there. So rushing it maybe on that one, but finding a goal is Chocolate. 4 points here. Just being held down to a very low count on the score sheet, whereas Spaghetti, yeah, holding steady and kind of growing on their momentum from the first round. 8-6 was round 1. Currently holding Nebula to less than the 6 from their first round output. Meanwhile, Spaghetti is scoring quite a bit more. And, oh, that was interesting. I don't know what happened there. But over it goes to Ao in the right tunnel. Juking on through, looking for that passing play to meet Baller. Again, the brawls in the back line just buying some good time for Spaghetti to get these offensive plays again. So Y-Perm puts down the goal and even throws in an extra 2 or 3 punches on the way there, just to increase the count a little bit more. And it's 15-4 as we get ready to close this one out. So on this joust, 30 seconds left. Time for maybe another offensive swing as Ao just tries to deny any chances at being punched. And right here, the quick boost. Couldn't convert the shot. Meatball gets hurt on the Chocolate stun. Now Lactose and Chocolate, very nice quick stack to buy themselves maybe a chance here. 15 seconds left. And this time, just trying to spread the floor a little bit, seeing that Lactose had the chance at getting the disc. So Kaz receives a pass, going bottom to Sweet Tooth, but tough angle, and couldn't find the goal for one more play. So ending this round and the series, 15-4 in round 2. And therefore, Spaghetti, congrats to them on the first win of the season. So they'll improve to 1-5 finally. And for those who tuned in late, again, I mentioned, the record is really not a knock on Spaghetti at all because they have faced, based on their pre-seeded MMR, they were facing some, no, rematch, don't do that, players. If you're listening to me in the VOD, don't do that. I can't get a read on your stats when you do that. So alas, the stats will fade into the abyss, and we'll have nothing to give you on that end. But yeah, so for Spaghetti, again, 1-5, and like I was mentioning, games against the likes of Nova, Kangarillas, Flare, Milk, and Infinite, that's a mighty tough schedule to start off with on Spaghetti's side, especially when they're missing some of their players and dealing with roster changes, things like that. It can be tough. So that's the way it goes sometimes. For Nebula, they'll have their record evened out a bit here. 3 wins and 3 losses after that one. So still a good season for them thus far, as they look to continue momentum now into the 4th week. I mean, they've had victories here against, let's see, Reboot and Guinness, some of the Bear League guys and gals, as well as Skull Crusaders. All right. So, as Gilligan points out as well, We're 3 views away from 10,000 on this channel so far. I'm not sure if that if that's like live stream only numbers or if it counts video like VOD views or not. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, no, that's good. Honestly, it was only, I want to say, on Valentine's Day, if I'm correct. I believe on Valentine's Day we were like we had just reached 9,000 views, so not bad at all. Basically a week, 8 days, and 1,000 views. So that's actually quite the boost all of a sudden, eh? Quite nice. All right, so we do have ourselves another game coming up right quick here. It'll be a European match between Vertigo and Fusion. So, see, I do not have invites at the moment, which is okay because I need to settle real quick for an intermission. So yes, I'll be right back. We're going to go to an intermission screen, change the title, etc., etc., and we'll be back in a moment.